So welcome back to 2021 question B2. It's intersecting planes question. So the image on the right shows a car showroom in Qatar. The building includes a series of intersecting planar triangular surfaces. Okay, so all these triangular surfaces. Figure B2 shows the plan and elevation of 4 intersecting triangular planes. So we've got our intersecting planes here. The horizontal and vertical coordinates A, B, C, D and E are given. Partial coordinates for F are given. So we've got our A, B, C, D and F. We've got our 2 question marks, so we're going to have to find that somehow at scale 1:1. But all these drawings, it's important to just take it step by step. So part A, draw the given elevation and plan of the intersecting planes A, B, C, A, B, D and B, D, E. So everything excluding part F. Okay, so that's ideal. We can deal with that after, I'm sure. So for our measurements, and we're going out, up, down. So draw my XY line. Yeah, look, there should be enough space. If I just measure to 90, yeah, that will fit that in. So XY line across the page. Slide this over here. So we'll go out first of all. So 1, 4, 5. It's going to be A. Just a little A there. 130 is B. 180 C, D, and E is actually at 145 also, so that's handy. So I said D and C. Vertical line up, drawing up and down. Look, bottom here, we don't have F yet, so I can't find F, but I know it's going to be at 10, so we'll come back to that later. So my height's up then, A, up 10. B is up 45. C, 55. D, 60. And back to E then again is up 90. So in that then, got my A, B, C, D and E. And I'll just find the same points down here. So A is down 70. B down 45, C is 55 down, D is down 20, and E is down 10. That's points again. So A, B, D, E, and sorry, C is 30. So always good to check back on your drawing, right? I noticed that that measurement didn't look quite the same. I probably didn't bring my line AC, so good thing to check. So draw the given plan and elevation of ABC. So let's draw ABC first. A to B, B to C. That's AB. A to C. That's the plan elevation of planes ABC. We want ABD, B to D, it's that plane, and in elevation, okay, and then BDE, so BDE. Okay, and just to make this easier, I actually like to add a little bit of colour, a little bit of shade, just to distinguish between the planes. Okay, it'll just make life easier in terms of following the solution. Obviously optional on the day of the exam, but for the sake of this and explaining it, it should make things far easier for you to follow. Blue here for my ABD, corresponding plane here. And then BD. Okay, so that is the elevation plan of all three of those planes. Right? So now they want us to determine the dihedral angle between planes ABC and ABD. So AB, that is the common line between the two of those. Okay, so that's the line of intersection, AB and AB. So what we want to do is we want to see that line as a true length line, and then see it as a point view. So looking here, it's not a horizontal line, so we're not going to see it as a true length looking down on top, and it's not parallel to my XY line here in my plan view, so I'm not going to see it as a true shape either in my elevation. So I need to look along that line, see it as a true shape, so look perpendicular to it. So sliding set squares. Out and draw my X1 and Y1. So perpendicular to that, I'm going to project out all those points. So AB or ABC and ABD are the two planes. So all of those. We don't need to bring E out in this case. So D projected out. B. C. Alright, so we're projecting from plan, creating an elevation, an auxiliary elevation. So get my heights from the elevation. So let's start with A. Now you could also just look at the heights given to you in the question. So that's A. But I suppose this is just habit, force of habit, so down to B, follow it down, it's my B. Then we'll go to C, C down, and finally D. Okay, so I'm going to have to extend on the projection line for D. Alright, extend that. So let's draw those lines. So we've got A, B, C, CD. Okay, and I'm just going to add colours to those again, just so you can once again follow what I'm doing. So ABC, here's my ABC. And ABD. Right, so here's our true length line, okay, looking perpendicular to AB, so true length of it. And now we need to look along the true length line. So this might be kind of tight on the page. I'll try my best to fit it on. So we want to look perpendicular to AB. X2, Y2. Right, so AB, right, remember we want to see this as a point view, okay? So if you're ever kind of confused, you have to think, where am I going to take a measurement, on what XY line I'm going to take a measurement that will give me the same measurement for A and for B. Okay, so up here, A and B, they'd be different, so that would give me, you know, two separate points. For my plan view, so from my XY down to my plan view, same thing, two separate measurements. Okay, same here, two separate measurements, same back this way, two separate measurements. So the only one that's left is for my X1, Y1 to B is the same distance as A. So that's a good way of determining it. So get my distance there from my X1, Y1 to B, and that's the same as A. Swing back, and then let's go from A to D. And then A to C. Just one off the page. Out of camera ever so slightly as well. Slightly. Okay, so let's join up those points. So that's my C. Point view of AB, and that's D. Just to add a little colour just to show you. Alright. So that is what they've asked us in that first question. So they've asked us to find the dihedral angle between them. So I've determined the dihedral angle between them there. Okay, and let's just not forget to measure that angle. So say that angle is 145. Yeah, 145 degrees. Alright, so part B done. A line is drawn from point E. This line is parallel to line line AC. A line is drawn from E that is parallel to line AC, so parallel to this line. So I'll just do a little rough sketch of that. So we've got a parallel line, parallel to this. I'm going from E. Okay, and intersects the horizontal plane at point P. So that's going to give me point P here. Draw the projections of line EP and determine its inclination to the horizontal plane. So we'll start off with determining the projections of it. So we know that parallel lines are parallel in all orthographic views, so that's parallel. Then down here EP will also be parallel to AC, and we have where P hits the horizontal plane, so drop that straight down. That will give me point P. Right, so we'll start with that. So sorry, parallel to AC from E. And parallel to AC from E also here. Alright, and where it hits plane there, that's going to be point P. So color here to highlight that. Get my green, the red. So this is line EP. And let's find P in plan. Drop that down. Okay, it's all on top of itself here, but it's just the nature of the question. That's why it's important to add these colours just to distinguish between everything. So that's my point P. Alright, so we have determined the projections of the line. Now we want to determine its inclination to the horizontal plane. Two methods of doing this. First one would be, just get a colour here. I could take a auxiliary looking perpendicular to it, okay, and then take my heights from elevation, because it's auxiliary elevation, so that would have my x1, y1 there looking out along it. And the second method then would be through rotation. Okay, I suppose because I've done auxiliaries over here for part B, right, I'm going to change it up just to give you something different and show you rotation. Okay, it's also nice to show the examiner, I suppose, that we can do both. So rotation, just to be clear. So imagine this is my line EP. In elevation it's sloping towards you, in plan it's sloping away from you. So what we want to do is we're going to rotate it around so that when we look at elevation, so this is it in plan, sloping like that, so we're going to rotate it around so that when we're looking at it in elevation, it's going to be giving us the true angle of that. So that's what we're looking for, the projections of it like that. So let's rotate PE around to find the new position of it there. I'm going to use a different colour pen now this time. So It's being rotated. And this is its new position, P. Let's project that up. So that's the new position of P. So let's draw in that line. Okay. Not only that, they're asking us for the true angle of inclination, so we can label that angle or measure that angle. Right? I think it's just always a good habit to measure the angle. So line up our bullseye. So I got that at just 40 degrees. Okay, so that is projections of the line and its inclination to the horizontal plane. Right, so now we're on to part D. So the true lengths of edges A, F and CF, sorry, let me get that again. The true lengths of edges AF and CF on the plane ACF are 70 and 80. So they're telling us that this plane here, AF, they're saying that the true length of AF is 70, so true length of AF is 70, and the true length of CF is 80 in reality. Now, that doesn't mean this is exactly 80, okay, because it's a sloping line. Okay, so let's look at this. Complete the projections of ACF. Okay, so we'll go back to our question. Some information we have left out about F. So F, we don't know how high up, how far out this way it is. We do know it's up 10 millimeters. So that's the same height as A. So it's somewhere along there. Alright, that's the first thing. The next thing is we have our length of 70. So because it is a horizontal line here, okay, and when I look down on top of the horizontal line, I see it as a true length. So actually this distance would in fact be a true length of 70. So I'll start off with that. I'll set my compass to 70 long. Okay, and AF will end somewhere out there. Right, so that's the first thing. So I know that AF is going to be down there somewhere, and I know that AF is going to be finishing up here somewhere. So that's the first thing. Next, we need to look at CF, which is 80 millimeters in true length. So if I was looking at AF, right, if it was straight line here, sloping like that, if I was looking at it, I would see that as a true length of 80. So if we maybe construct a line, we'll just construct that, sounds like a temporary line out here. Okay, and it would be a true length of 80 when I see it in elevation, and it's going to be in line with A, because that's the position of F somewhere along there. So I'm going to get true length of 80, and swing it from C. So that would be the position of CF, or the line CF, okay, if it was in this position, okay, if we were looking perpendicular to it, right? So let's just show the projections of that. So that is kind of like our fake CF. Now, that line, if I rotate it back along here, okay, that's like having my line here and rotating it back into position where it would be the true length of it. Use a colored pencil here. So here's my CF currently, looking straight at it, I'll see it as its true length. But if I rotate it around, okay, we're going to see then where that intersects my line AF. Alright, so that will give us the position of F. Tough one to kind of visualize, but a nice problem solving question. So swing that around. Alright, and that is going to be my point F. So once I've located that, I can then project it heavy on that edge. I can then project that back up into my elevation. So that is the position of F, because we know it's in line with A. Right, so nice, fun, we call it. Problem solving question there. And for that, so I'll just show you that's rotated there, and that's a true length of 70. Okay, so that was our intersecting planes question in 2021.